So I just realized that today is the first day of Aquarius season. And the Aquarian archetype is the Sacred Disruptor, right? It is all about invention and innovation. It's all about the evolution spiritually of humanity, stemming from self-compassion, but then more importantly, authenticity. And the one thing that I want to definitely impart today is, things may seem heavy and things may seem, you may feel this either the helplessness or you're just watching a crumbling paradigm happen, right? When it comes to our outer world. And I want to remind everyone about all of the work that you've done and all of the, and like the capital W work, like therapy, looking within, self-compassion, radicalizing your self-growth, growing past the narratives that no longer define you. I want everyone watching this to remember that you are unfuckable with, right? You are completely unfuckable with. And in this Aquarius season, being the sacred disruptor, the challenge and the opportunity is to look at the paradigms that are crumbling, the infrastructures that no longer belong in our humanity, essentially. I'm talking infrastructures as far as like the 1%, the wealth gap, corporations having all the power. There's going to be a lot that happens in the next couple weeks that's going to make us realize just how out of alignment that we are. And I want you to remember that you have the power, you have autonomy, and it would be a disservice at this point for you not to use your voice. And so I wanted to remind you that. I did a quick card pull, and it's actually like really, really good. I pulled only major arcana. But the first one is the High Priestess. Remember who the fuck you are, right? That is like the one thing I want to impart in a major way. You are unfuckable with. The High Priestess is the all-knowing, is the one who is abundant, who trusts her inner spirituality, her inner self, and who knows, like who can look at 30,000 feet and see what this is all about, right? And that is the energy to embody right now. And you're going to be embodying that energy during this time, which is the Tower. I love the Tower version in my my deck, the Anima Mundi deck by Megan Weirdoin. Anyway, stumbled all over that. But anyway, the Tower moment is like, it's almost like the oh shit moment. And it's like, what are you going to do? How are you going to be? How are you going to react? And it's almost like not just fight or flight, but it's like, how are you going to react and embody? What are you going to embody as you're moving through this moment long term, not just immediately, but how are you going to go into this long term? The one thing that I want to impart about this card that I love so much, and I love, at first when I was working in tarot, I was like, shit, whenever I pulled the tower card, and now I love it because it means that there's growth ahead, that, and a dismantling needs to happen. The one thing I'd remind you about this card is like this volcano, right? It may erupt, it may, have death and disruption happen. There may be a lot of horrible stuff that we witness as this, comes to be. But I also want to remind you that once the ash settles and its nutrients reintegrate into the earth, it becomes richer soil, right? And so we have to remember that. And then as we are moving through this energy, I love this, but the Strength card came out at the very end. The outcome is us being stronger through this season. And I do want to remind you that we are in a season right now. We are in Aquarius season right now. And so as you are moving through this energy before my favorite season, which is Pisces season, which is my birth season. Aquarius season is about thinking bigger, not sinking, right? Like thinking, not sinking. Just remembering who the fuck you are, remembering your power and your autonomy. And the biggest thing is if you have something to say, and it's not full of hatred, I will say that as an addendum. But if you have something to say that is in your authenticity, fucking say it, because now is the time. Happy Aquarius season.